I'm down.
Hi, I'm Ken Jr. and welcome to Train World TV. Here you'll find the latest and greatest in model trains. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. And if you're new to our channel, we're glad you're here, and I invite you to click the subscribe button and hit that bell notification so you'll never miss a video. Now, we'd also love to send you exclusive deals and special announcements that you won't find anywhere else. So be sure to sign up for our emails, TW Text, and stay connected with us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok. Now, you can find all the links in the description box below or trainworld.com. And without further ado, enjoy today's video. All right, and hello everybody. Good evening and welcome to Train World TV. Tonight we have an amazing presentation lined up. It is all about the VisionLine Triplex, and we are so happy to have Lionel with us tonight. So thank you, Ryan. Thank you, Dave, so much for joining us, as well as Ken Senior made the event for tonight. So we appreciate everyone for joining us. But a lot of excitement on this. Tons of people just thrilled to see a triplex, especially a Lionel VisionLine triplex that will be made, produced. Tons of exciting stuff. And rolling on the VisionLine, the big boys were actually just shipped last week. I mean, the shipment was outrageous. The amount of pallet skids going out, coming in, it was just like it was Christmas. It was unbelievable, and the people getting excited for these VisionLine products. It really has become a collector's market, highly sought after. The manufacturing process and the development that Ryan, Dave, the Lionel team put in is just tremendous. It is unbelievable. Every time, every year, or biannual, two years, they really outdo themselves. It is just unbelievable. So the big boys have been shipping, and now we're already talking about the next item, the triplex. Ken Senior, what do you think?
Well, it's the home run. It's with the big boys, they were lined up outside to pick up. It felt like it was Christmas. They're just they couldn't wait to get them. Couldn't wait to get them. And they're beautiful. They work great. We have it on display on the layout here. I don't have a layout that will even operate this thing. It's 072. But I tell you, you guys that have the room for the 84, the 096, it's probably a gem running on those tracks. I wish I had that track. We have to do something here. Dave suggested I get a bigger store. So I gotta look into that. But it's the triplex is phenomenal. And I just saw a sneak peek of the Halloween version. And I tell you, it looks so much better in person. That's why you got to see these engines. Once you see them, you got to have it, without a doubt.
That's right. And tons of people are already commenting. Ben's Trains is making an appearance, and he got a huge a package from us the other week, and he's actually voting for our store to ship out concealed packages so the spouses don't get flagged of what's coming in. So he's always got some good reels going on there. And Anthony's wallet is crying with all the trains coming in. So some great posts. And I think I saw Kevin. He's already eyeing the 2603 version on the triplex. So lots of good stuff. But I know everybody's here to hear from Lionel and about these triplexes. Just one last thing before we turn it over to Ryan and Dave. And we actually didn't even tell Ryan and Dave about this, but we got our shipment the other week on the New York and Atlantic Railway, and Ken Sr. and I actually just spent the past hour or two. They came in at 4 o'clock. New York and Atlantic Railway actually came to Trainland, and they were so excited. They came to pick up the train. They were so happy. The job that Lionel, the collaboration with Train World, Lionel, and New York Atlantic Railway, and it was just amazing. We met with the president, James Bonner, very nice guy, a gentleman. It was just awesome to see, and I think there will be a lot of synergy going forward with that. And it's just very nice and refreshing, a real train, a railway coming in, locally and collaborating. New York train store with Lionel trains. It was just, it was really nice to see. So I just wanted to let Ryan and Dave know that your productions, they were thrilled to see and very happy. So we appreciate the Lionel team for putting this together.
Yeah. I just want to say one thing. When we were at the York train show, a customer came over to us and said, I got your custom Strasbourg Railroad engine. So I'm saying, oh, great. I hope you like it. Thank you very much. And he goes, yeah, I'm one of the owners of the Strasbourg Railroad. And I just kind of kind of couldn't understand really what he was talking about. And I said, do you work on the trains? Are you in the engineer department? He goes, no, I'm one of the owners. And if you're listening tonight, please give us a call. We'd like to have you on our live video and talk about the Strasbourg Railroad. It would be very nice to have you on, because Lionel's been doing some great stuff of the Strasbourg Railroad. And it would be great, like Kenny says, to hear from the actual railroad people, the people that the presidents, the owners, all that, because you have different insight on your company, and everyone here would be delighted to hear from you guys. So anyone that owns a railroad out there, give us a buzz.
That's right. And so Ryan and Dave, thank you for everything you're doing between the big boys, New York and Atlantics, Strasbourg engines. You guys have been on a roll, and the amount of Lionel product that's coming in, everybody's like their wallets are burning up. It's wild, but it's all good stuff.
Well, thank you, Ken. That's all really good news to hear. Love the positive feedback. The NYNA project was a lot of fun. They were really helpful in going back and forth through you guys to get the colors and things like that. We wanted to get those as close as we could for them, and so I'm really happy to hear that they're happy. And if that can lead to some more projects down the road, that's great. You guys have been hitting the ball out of the park time after time here on some of these great customs that you're doing. Whether it's a high-end legacy engine or the Christmas boxcar that's coming up, and some of the other great things. Heard a lot of good comments on it. So yeah, keep it going. Our goal is to make you happy and make all of our customers happy. So if we're doing that, then we're having a good time here at Lionel. And our next Vision locomotive, we think will continue that trend. We're both really excited to bring it out. This is one that we've been working on now behind the scenes for a couple of years. Dave's been shaking his head at me a lot, going, "What are you making me do? This is nuts." But I knew he could come up with some cool stuff for it, and we've had this wheel slip idea poking around for quite some time as a neat feature that we could add to upgrade as a Vision engine, and the Triplex just seemed like the right locomotive to do it with. It's an engine that sort of was somewhat noted for that. amongst other problems in its real service life. So it seemed like a really great place to introduce that as one of our new features. And the VisionLine is all about, when you look at the VisionLine locomotives that we've done, that line typically celebrates either the best and most well-known and successful trains like Hudson's and GG1s, or sometimes it's also those obscurities that were an engineering shot in the dark and failed beautifully. But they're fun to look at, and they capture the imagination. The Santa Fe 210-10-2 comes to mind. And this locomotive is really right up in that alley. Big and impressive, and to do it as anything other than a Vision quality locomotive with as many features as we could pack in there just wouldn't make sense. So we had a lot of fun putting this together, or I had a lot of fun putting this together, and watching Dave's hair get as gray as mine as we came through it. I guess is probably the most accurate way to say it. But we've done a lot of features in here that some are brand new, some of course you've seen from before and love. The Triplex as a locomotive, there were only 3 of them ever made for the Erie. In real life, the Virginian had a Triplex also, actually very different locomotive, different wheel arrangement, completely different engine. But as the only other railroad to try something like this, we tried to at least pay homage to that railroad as well in some of our fantasy schemes on these locomotives. The first one was built in 1914. The other 2 came a couple years after. They all saw a few modifications in service. They all lasted about a decade or so, but were all out of service in the 1920s, by late 1920s for sure. So there aren't a whole lot of historical photos or things to go on these, but there are quite a few really neat historical accounts if you go back and read some of the stories of men who ran on them and things like that. There's a great account in one of the Stalford Erie books about using these in service and the stoker going out and them hand firing it up a hill on the back of a freight train. And so interesting locomotives and fun. The more you get into them, like anything else in the train world, the more you start to learn about them, the more you start to like them. And then the next thing you know, you need to have one on your railroad. So I fell in love with these since the first time I saw a Triplex in HO scale in brass back when I was about 14 years old or so. And I said, that's just the coolest looking locomotive I've ever seen. And now here we are bringing the ultimate model of one into the market. So it's been a lot of fun. Dave, I'll turn it over to you since you did all the hard work, and since you've got we both have a locomotive in front of us. I've got a sample sitting here statically on my desk, but Dave's got one on the rollers as well, so he can show how all the fun things work. He's in his nice, modest little Dave cave down there in engineering, and you can see how much my second floor here at Lionel. So
before we show it, I think you may have already shown it on the Dave and Ryan show that you guys had, but for many, this may be a first time that you'll see the actual pre-production sample, and Lionel is actually kind enough to show it tonight. So we're really thrilled to have them and show it in action, and that's what a lot of people want to see before they pre-order. Can they actually see the product? So let's do a drum roll, and we'll get the choo-choo cam going.
Choo-choo cam.
All right.
Yeah, fortunately for me, I can control this engine remotely from my dream French chateau that I'm in at the moment. So,
Joe appreciates the lovely grand piano.
I got to keep myself entertained. No, you just didn't need to see the dingy office behind me. It has been a pleasure to work on the Triplex. Obviously, this isn't the first Triplex brought to the yoke market. So when we received it, we really wanted to take it to the next level, hence the Vision banner. So we wanted to see what we could fit into it, not just cram it full of existing features, but obviously find out what new things we could do with it. And as Ryan alluded to earlier, we have the wheel slip feature in the back of our minds for a number of years now, actually. We just needed to find the right logo for it. And when we got this guy, it just lent itself to being the perfect locomotive for the feature. And so that is basically the top new feature for this engine, aside from all of the other wonderful features in this engine. But the wheels do actually slip. The wheels that you see there on camera under the tender, they do not have traction tires on them. They do have a separate motor controller. And when you want to, you can manually trigger the wheel slip feature using the same method that some people may be familiar with the Legacy or the VisionLine Big Boy that we did the wheel slip sounds in. So you would get the sounds of the wheel slipping, which obviously would increase the chuff intensity and rate, as well as increase the smoke output. And now this one actually has the wheels spinning on the track to show the real feature going.
So just to clarify, Dave, this is a brand new feature for Legacy.
Yes.
Has it been done on any other engine before?
No, actual wheel slip has not been done in a model train before.
Wow.
At least intentional wheel slip, right? I mean, post-war engines without traction tires or whatever, but those don't count in this instance.
All right, so now you don't need WD-40. This is an actual wheel slip on a VisionLine engine. And what's great about the VisionLine engines and about Lionel, and what makes the VisionLine engine so spectacular, is they'll announce a cool new feature like this. Or with the Big Boy, it's the depleting coal load. A lot of different features that have never been done before by Lionel trains or even the train industry in general. So it's really neat that they continue to raise the bar. And the wheel slip, I've never even heard about it in the model train industry before. So this is a pretty cool new feature.
Yeah, and no, go ahead, Ken.
Yeah, and you got the glow in the dark. This is the first too.
Yes, sir. Before we move on to that, let me just show the wheel slip real quick. So on the Cab 2 or the Cab 3 app, right, you pull down the train brake all the way, give her some throttle, and then release the train brake, and you'll see the real wheels, slip faster than the wheels under the locomotive. Nope, I got it in reverse, but yep, it will wheel slip in reverse as well. So I put it up on rollers because if this thing was actually moving, I don't think I could keep up with it on the camera. So that's why I got it on rollers. But you can see that when you release the train brake, the wheels do slip. And then they come back into the same rotational speed as the other drivers.
Very neat.
And I don't have the audio on. I'm not sure it would pick it up. You want me to try the audio?
I do have a video that I believe you had, if you want me to share that one.
Yeah, you could do that as well.
Okay.
So if you go onto the catalog that we have, you can see all the videos.
Yeah.
Very cool. Oh, that's wild.
Yes.
Let's play it again. Very cool.
And of course, you'll hear the sound, and you'll get the smoke out of the tender at that rapid rate as well when you have all those features turned on in the locomotive.
Let me give it a try. I guess when you're demoing an engine, you should turn the audio on.
And just to answer Kevin's question, the triplexes are not out yet. We're taking pre-orders, so it's going to be a long time until they actually come out. So you'll have plenty of time to save up.
We expect to be let you guys take an orders for a few more weeks, and then we'll be putting in the production order for this by the end of this month. Tentatively, I won't have it on the schedule probably until early December, but I would say tentatively right now we're looking at a summer completion from the factory, probably late summer, very early fall delivery here next year. So a little bit earlier than the big boys this year.
Yep. Well, and this is one of those built-to-order engines, so you got to get your pre-order in. On the last year's catalog, there was a lot of good stuff, and when we went to go back for more during the summertime, just couldn't get any more. They were gone. done. So
Yep.
just make sure you get an order and guarantee a delivery.
Yeah, and Kevin, at Train World, we're not taking any deposits on these, so you could pre-order. You know, we're not taking any money down, so it's a very simple process. We call ourselves the pre-order powerhouse for a reason, and it just makes it easy for our customers, consumers, just to click and pre-order it. And this way, we have a reservation, and we order from Lionel what you're committing to for delivery come, I guess, early or late fall, maybe even pushing to winter. You never know, but plenty of time. And but get your pre-order in so we know what to order. That's the most important thing, because if you don't put in your pre-orders, then we're going to order a little light and it may be sold out when it comes in. Already on the big boys, a lot of the numbers are sold out, and it's getting limited. And we're getting calls from people all over that aren't even into trains about this big boy, the VisionLine, and they're coming out of the woodwork because it's just amazing and exciting. So now the people are just demanding and really ordering heavy. So a lot of these items are getting sold out quickly.
Yeah. And it's not even guys that have layouts. They just want to display it. And they buy a piece of track, they put it in their office, their bedroom, wherever they're going to put it. It's you don't even need a train layout anymore to buy the Lionel stuff. It's just a piece of art. These are all pieces of art.
Yeah, these really are, especially the high end with all the separately applied detail. The graphics that our team put together on this Halloween version that you're looking at right now are some of my favorite. I mean, the Halloween and Christmas products just keep getting better and better every year. I know they're not everyone's thing, and of course we've got prototypical and fantasy schemes alike, but this one is really cool. And then, as you mentioned earlier, Ken Senior, we've also got the glow in the dark feature on this as well. Which is not, as you know, remember some of the glow in the dark trains that Lionel did decades and decades ago. This is actually a special finish that's put over the paint and will glow in different colors. So as you can see in normal lighting, you don't see any sort of crazy, plasticky looking parts. It all has a nice finish to it. When the lights are turned off, those red domes and cab roof, they'll glow a sort of a bright greenish color. Then there's a dark and light blue on the tender and boiler that really pop out at night behind all the decals and so forth. So really cool feature if you're running the train at night. And then with all the smoke and the other lights from the fire block or the ash pan glow and so forth, it's just going to be a really fun piece to have running around on your railroad with the lights out. Not to mention all the new sounds that we're putting in for this Halloween version with this locomotive also.
And Ryan, we are going to be putting new crew figures in these guys as well.
Yes. The only thing you don't see in the pre-production version are the updated crew figures. We're going to take some photos and do new sculpts for new crew figures for this locomotive, and start getting some more variety in that department in the engines as well.
And it's been a while since we've done new figures in our cabs. So.
Yeah, these guys are literally ready to start collecting railroad retirement. So it's time to start thinking of a new one.
I'd like to make a suggestion. If we can have a Dave and Ryan figure to put inside the cabs. What do you think, guys?
I'm not sure there's enough room in the cab.
Exactly. Locomotive engineers and firemen in the 1910s and 20s did not look like us.
I was going to say, I don't know if they could hold the beards.
Yeah, this would not go well in a hot locomotive cab. I can tell you that. But no, we'll have a few more sized appropriate models on hand already to do that for year.
And Dave and Ryan, we had a good question. Isaac is asking, will the wheel slip be okay on other track, or is it strictly can it only be used on the Lionel fast track?
No, any track system will be fine as long as it's a metal track system, so it'll be okay. So we've designed it specifically to slip without damaging rails.
Awesome.
Yeah, you're not gonna wear out the rails or the wheels in your lifetime and playing hard with this engine. It'll be just fine.
Not that that's a challenge.
So this Halloween edition, if we shut off the lights, it will glow, or what glows? The whole train or certain features on the train?
Different parts of the train. Most
Okay.
of the body has a glow on it at some point. I'd have Dave get up and turn off the lights in his room, but I don't think that's going to work well in his office with everything around it. He might crash over the grand piano or something.
Well, and then I have my TV or my computer monitors and everything. I don't think I can get it dark enough.
Quite dark enough. But if you go into the online catalog on Lionel.com, and you may have the image copied over on your webpage too, I'd imagine.
That's right.
Ken, you can see a photo of it taken with the lights off, and all we did was hit that with a black light for a second or two, and then turn off the lights and take the picture. So it's a pretty good effect that you'll get. And like I said, it's not all one color, so you get different hues in different spots around the locomotive, and it really gives it a neat impact.
Charlie wrote in, can he lose the white walls on the Halloween? Hey, we'll supply a magic marker. It's that simple. Just put a little magic marker around the wheel. That's it.
Well, you know, when you turn the lights off and the engine's glowing in the dark, you can't see the white wheels.
There you go.
Very cool. And Kevin is the wheel slip feature is nuts, meaning awesome. So very cool. A lot of people are excited about that feature, and this is the glow in the dark, which is pretty wild. That's pretty neat. Very cool.
We've got a number of other features in the engine too, especially more, what people have come accustomed to in recent legacy locomotives. We have the front and rear sound systems, so you get the sound system in the tender and in the locomotive, independent from one another. So the sound system in the tender will go along with the chuffing sounds from the engine that's under the tender, right? Versus the chuffing sounds you'll get from the locomotive in the front. And it's nice to get what we call that stereoscopic sound effect of a large engine. It really, the sounds bring it to life more than just a single speaker or single sound system would. We got the bicolor marker lights on the front and rear, and 5 different whistles and bells and all things like that. And I did see a couple of comments earlier asking about the whistle. And we will be, looking at different whistles. Right now here in these prototypes, we just have the whistles that we used in the Class A, but we're going to look at something more specific for each road name.
Oh, wow. Okay. Now, I know that a lot of people have been asking this, but base 3 to control this, when do you expect that out? Or
Yeah, so actually I am using the base 3 right now. Let me finagle this around. You can see my base 3 there, as well as unplug my phone. Using the Cab 3 app to control it. It might be easier just taking this out of the tripod. The triplex is better than the tripod. There we go. So another feature I haven't really talked about. Right now, this is programmed as just a 2-digit engine. You can see I got it as engine 31. And when this went over the sensor track, not only did it, it programmed the name of the engine, as well as setting it as a steam type and everything like that, but it also brought up the engine image. And this is actually going to be new for locomotives produced in 2023 and on, is that even if you are controlling it via the legacy radio, the Bluetooth radio will tell the base 3 which engine you're connected to, and then the phone can reach out to our online database and actually pull the engine image in. And that's something that will work in the 4-digit realm as well. So that's also going to be a neat new feature. But yeah, this is all set, and oops, I pushed the button and go back over to the app there.
And one thing about the base 3, I know everybody's clamoring over it, and the pre-orders have been unbelievable. But Lionel has done a great job testing it and ensuring that everything is up to snuff. So I know it's taken a little longer than a lot of people would like, but it's really nice to see Lionel has been visiting clubs to get test runs in, working with other people, and just to make sure all the bugs are worked out and the kinks are really fine-tuned, dotting their I's, crossing their T's. They're really doing a great job with this base 3 to ensuring that it's a great product right off the bat.
Yeah, and I appreciate that. I know it's been a game of patience for a lot of people waiting for it, and like Ken said, I really wanted it to be correct. We really want this to ship, working just right, and at this point in time, we are very happy with it, and at this point, we're just getting it produced. So, over in the manufacturing phase now, and we hope to have it shipped sometime in February.
That's awesome. And I hope you have your pre-orders on it, because I'm sure not all of it may come all at once. So if you're in a pre-order, you'll be shipped first, and it's first come, first served. So make sure you get your pre-orders in on it. And my father can't even believe the amount of pre-orders people have been placing for this thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive. I mean, our initial forecast back when we first cataloged it, we ended up having to double the amount that we ordered, and we're now sold out of those already as well. So,
Do you need multiple ones on a layout? Is one enough to do a whole layout if you got multiple trains?
yeah, just you only ever need one per layout. So when I went to New Jersey High Railer was one of the layouts I went to, and their layout is probably the biggest, at least length and width wise in the country, and it was able to handle that entire layout.
Wow.
If you're out there watching this and you're on YouTube or have access to YouTube, just a week ago, Dave and the Legacy Users Group put together about an hour and a half long video going over updates on the Base 3 and all that it does, all the different features. I highly encourage anybody to go out there and take a look at that. You can see that via the Lionel YouTube page. It'll be up there. Also, if you're in the Legacy Users Group, you can find it through their resources as well. And in addition to building the Base 3 and all that, there will be a new product support page for Base 3 and all of our power coming online about the same time that the Base 3 delivers as well. And I'm sure that there'll be videos and things like there on that. And I'm sure that Ken will be linking a lot of those things over to trainworld.com as he continues to build a really great library of product videos and resources there too.
Yeah, I did catch that, Ryan. And the website, though, I tried to enter it in. It's offline though until
Correct.
You launch it. Okay, got it.
Yes.
Yeah, so
Okay.
so I plan on getting that launched live of somewhere beginning of January, Ken. That way people have enough time to read over it and learn about everything prior to the Base 3 arriving, but it still gives me another month or two to kind of polish the website up more.
And this is one of their YouTube videos they did, Legacy User Group live show. So that's really informative and really great to get your feet wet on this stuff ahead of time.
Do you guys know if you're going to be at the Amherst, the Big E show with a layout and maybe showing the Base 3 again?
We plan to be there.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll have the triplexes there as well.
Yeah.
Oh, very cool. Very neat. Well, this is great. Excellent.
Dave, do you want to run over any of the other great features in the triplex while we've got her up there on the screen?
Yeah. Everyone loves smoke units, right? We definitely got those here in this engine, from the stack smoke and the whistle smoke. I say stack smoke. We actually got 2 stack smokes because of that one there in the tender. Probably saw it running earlier in the video. So that one is specifically for this locomotive. So how these guys worked in real life is that the steam would go to these pair of cylinders here to run these wheels. And then one of the cylinders on one side would feed steam up to the front engine, and then the other cylinder would send it back to the back pair of cylinders. And so that's why you have two smokestacks, because you got steam exiting the rear and the front. Aside from that, we also do have the swinging bell on this locomotive. That is if I don't have it disabled. So we do use aux3 to disable the swinging bell for those who don't want to use it.
Well, Dave gets that up and running. Here are some of the other paint schemes and offerings from Lionel.
Right. So we've done different versions of the Erie. Of course, you've got the 2603, the Matt Shea, as delivered. That was renumbered to 5014 after the 5015 and 5016 were delivered. So we've done all three in the Russia Iron Blue paint scheme that we've noted. We've also done the 1516 in a later scheme with the black boiler, blackened side rods, no white walls, etc. There are not a lot of historic photos of these things out there. Most of them are the builder's photo or a edited version thereof. The photos that we can find of these in service, it's difficult to tell if the blue boiler stayed very long or went to black. Some of them, it looks like the blue boiler and the polished cylinder head stayed for a good bit, as did the white walls. So we wanted to do at least one version in the later paint scheme with the all black finish, as they were a little closer to the end of their career. Then for the folks who maybe love a big engine but just aren't an Erie fan, we've got a Rio Grande version with the green boiler. That'll be very similar to the green engines that we've done recently for Rio Grande. And then on the next page, Ken, if you can swing on over there, we've got Northern Pacific, Virginian. We've numbered this one number above the Virginian's actual triplex, the 700, since it's not their triplex. This was sort of a, what if they bought another one? The Lionel Lines version through the LCCA, which has all the Erie details, just the Lionel Lines name. Of course, the Halloween that we've looked at, and then the pilot version as well, which is just a clear-coated finish so you can appreciate all the die-cast metal and separately applied detail parts on these things and so forth. We don't usually sell a lot of those, but they are a really fun piece, especially on a bigger engine with a lot of extra details. They look quite nice on the shelf. You can sort of appreciate the craftsmanship of the model underneath the deco.
This is pretty cool. You got some click to play videos right here.
So there you can see it, a better edited version without us having to do it to Dave in the dark of the locomotive going from day to night and the effect that we get on her.
And he really does, Taylor in that video does explain that the effect works better when you charge it up using either a black light or a UV light. You know, I'm sure you guys have heard of those kind of toys before where you got to charge up the glow in the dark, and then you turn the lights off and it glows better. I mean, it'll still glow in the dark if you don't, but it really maximizes the effect.
Yeah. So it's not just the orange pieces that glow. It's the rest of the engine that's going to glow also a little lighter.
Mm-hmm. There's some blues, there's some greens, there's it's three different colors in there. Where we have decals or tampo paint, ink on there, that won't glow, but the paint itself is all covered in the different coatings.
Wow.
To get different effects. As you can see there, a lighter blue on the cab and top and ends of the tender, darker blue on the boiler, and then the green on the orange highlights on the top of the engine, the sand domes, steam dome, and the cab roof. And when you add in a couple of colored marker lights, some ash pan glow, some smoke blowing out of it, it's a neat beastie engine at night.
That's awesome.
Wow. Well,
There
I'm
will
glad
be
you guys did this, because I never would have known it was the whole engine that glows, or pretty most of it. It just very good.
There will be a matching caboose that will also glow in the dark coming in volume 1 next year.
Okay.
So for those who are looking at that engine and thinking you'd really like to have a caboose to go with it, you won't have long to wait.
And Lionel's new catalog is very interactive, and if anyone has any questions, they got all different videos for pretty much everything. I don't know if I have the sounds turned on. Did you hear the sounds in the last video?
No.
We did not in the glow in the dark video, but I think one of
Okay.
the earlier videos with
The
the
wheel
wheel slip we
slip
could
we
hear
did.
it.
Let me see if I could. Gonna have to.
Another thing while he's doing that, just to mention real quick on the Halloween is we are doing an all new sound set for the Halloween versus the other Halloween engines we've done in the past. So, a new demon character as the engineer and the demon servant as his fireman. So that'll be a fun one, especially when you turn off the lights and have it glow in the dark going down the rails and use your demon characters to really bring Halloween to life.
Well, I think that's a good word, Dave. Demons. Maybe you don't even have to call it Halloween, where you could only run it at Halloween. Call it the demon trains, whatever, and then you can run it all year round.
And so here's a video on the tender steam. Rear coupler. This is the wheel slip. We showed this one.
Excellent.
What else? We have the rail sounds. I always think they sound like that Brontosaurus dinosaur. Just amazing sound. The swinging bell feature. Let's see, separate boiler chuffs. It's pretty awesome in the back. Your bicolor classification lights. I really like this interactive catalog. Pretty neat.
It's one of the advantages of the digital catalogs. We can embed videos and more features in this to help bring the product to life.
I did notice a question earlier about whether the engine and tender would be shipped separate or together. We revisited this a couple of times, and we are going to ship them assembled since it's pretty fragile and kind of a pain to attach them. So they will be shipped as one unit when you get it out of the package. That'll just make it easier for people to get it out of the box and get it up on their layout.
This is whistle steam. Everybody loves a good whistle steam. Very neat. And electro coupler. All right, lots of good features.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't even talk about you're also doing a specialty set, correct?
Yeah, we're also doing the super set. This started a couple of years ago now, I guess, with some of the bigger sets that we offered with the rocket booster train, of course the sets with the Vision big boys. Those will be arriving probably in December. We had to get the engines from one factory to another where the cars are being made and then get them on their way over here. So they're on their way as we speak. We want to do a super set to go along with this locomotive. Big locomotive, big train. And so we've put, 15 cars, I think, in this set. You've got a couple of really fun sound cars in there. We've got the Vision stock car. We've got a hobo box car, and we've got a Vision caboose. And then a whole host of other pieces of rolling stock in there. A lot of which really have deco that would only be available then through this set. And we had some of them are prototypical paint schemes. Some of them are a little bit more fun and whimsical, sort of paying homage to the Erie. We've got the Hoboken Bindle Company for the Hobo boxcar with their mascot Hobo Ken. Then we've got that could be your next next job in life, Ken.
Thanks.
We got Hobo Ken.
Yeah.
We've got the Stillwater Well Company or Stillwell Water Company for of course people Erie know the name Stillwell Well, as well as Dunmore and for the Dunmore Company, and Stereoscopic beer with the great image of the watercolor on there, one of those colorful billboard reefers. So we definitely had some fun and did some different things with the rolling stock here to make it unique and colorful, and tried to keep car bodies and car styles that were typical of that pre-war era as well. So a neat variety of different styles of boxcar, tank car, hoppers, etc., reefers for a fun mixed freight on here.
Yes, the set loco is the Russian blue.
Yep, set loco is the 5016 in the blue, and of course you could always get a second one and put it on the back as a helper, because Erie did as well. So perfectly legit to do that. People asking about the blue. The blue, as you see it pictured in the catalog, is pretty close. These are early deco samples, but the blue is one that we've used recently on some of the Camelbacks and other engines. I have it here in front of me, so pardon for a second as my camera spins around. Hopefully you don't get too dizzy by this, but here's the locomotive a little more up close. Get that in, I get it in focus here on my desktop. But that would give you some sense. It looks a little lighter on my screen than it actually does in person as I'm looking at it. But such as cameras and video. Here you can see the comparison to some black. Yeah, this definitely looks lighter here than it does in person. It's a little more robin's egg on my monitor. At least your monitor may and probably does vary.
No, it's much darker than that in person.
Yeah. The catalog images, if you go online and look at our website, those catalog images, as I'm looking at them in front of the real thing here, are pretty darn spot on. So.
Okay.
And is this now the biggest set that Lionel has produced? I mean, I can't even imagine the shipping box on this.
Let's see. Well, the rocket booster had five flat cars and 6 box cars in the engine, so that was 11 cars. So this is bigger than that. The big boy set only had 7 cars in the caboose. So yeah, this might be certainly the biggest one we've done in recent times. I mean, we've done some ore car sets with like 24 ore cars in them, but they're ore cars, right?
So Ken, and not only do you need a bigger store, you're also going to need a bigger warehouse.
Yeah, it just counts.
Only for about a week. They come in and go out very quickly. This built all this stuff.
And a forklift to get each set off the truck.
How did you come up with 13 cars? Is that a real train that ran like that, or?
No, I actually came up with about 20. And then they made me dial it back.
I told him there was no way we could ship that much in one box.
Wow. Yeah, I can't even imagine shipping this thing. It's unbelievable.
And not to mention all of the different features that a lot of those cars in that set have. I mean, a lot of them have freight sounds and the Vision stock car and the Vision caboose, fully featured sound sets. So not only is it a big train, it's going to be a noisy train as it rumbles down the rails.
And
are the big sets going to be numbered?
Likely not. They'll just be produced. It'll likely be a limited number, but I'll tell you what, if this is like the big boy set, we sold twice as many of those as I think any of us here at the company expected that we would. So
wow.
I think this one will do pretty well also.
Yeah. I'd like you to put like a number on it after you make them. After you make them, just let people know how many, high, low, whatever.
Well, each locomotive gets a number too, just so you remember.
Yes.
Usually on the bottom of the loco, there is a sticker with the number on it.
Oh, wow. I must say these engines and VisionLine engines, especially the big boys that just came in, they're so big in the boxes. It's just amazing the size of these trains now. And I just want to give a shout out to our warehouse team and my cousin Anthony and my uncle Tony. They've and the entire Train World staff. We actually double box every single big boy train that comes in for extra layer of protection. The amount of packing material and the new boxes and the time it takes to custom craft each big boy box and VisionLine engine that goes out. I mean, we were processing pre-orders and it took a long time to really just make sure that it gets 100% there intact and ensure good safety. So we really want to give a shout out to our team over in our Brooklyn warehouse getting those out. But it's just amazing how big these trains are. But our warehouse team really does a good job with the boxes, the packing material, and the experience our packing team has. It's just decades of packing trains, just of experience. So we got them all out, but I tell you, everybody was ordering the big boys. It was just insane the amount of big boy shipments we had.
Yeah.
And the Triplex is going to be next. That's the next big engine that everybody's been pre-ordering. So definitely get your pre-orders in, and we'll be excited to ship them out again.
Yeah, I don't think the guys or the consumer realizes how many. But let's just put it to you this way: just this one engine, the big boy, $1 million in a bill, $1 million in big boys. That's how many. Just us. It's that's how many people bought these things. It's amazing. It's amazing. It's a lot of engines. A lot of engines.
Yeah. And we've still got a lot more to come yet this year. We're only just starting in November, so train season is just beginning. And I imagine you guys are going to be. Well, I know we've still got to come in to send to you, so I know you're going to be busy. And we're just one of your many big players there that you have to deal with this time of year. I mean, obviously we're the best, but you've got lots of other ones coming in there too. So it's a great time of year, and as both of the Kens have said, this is a pre-order item right now, so you can order this now. It helps them gauge their pre-orders. You've got plenty of time until these come in, probably about middle of next year. But get your order in now so they know how many of these to get, because they're big, they're heavy, and they take up a lot of warehouse space. So I would imagine they're not going to order too many extra over what they get orders for, especially depending on how those orders come in. So get your orders in now and know that you don't have to put a penny down until they arrive, which is really great for the guys at Train World to do that. And wonderful service. And you know they take the care when they come in and to repack them and get them out the door right. So definitely appreciate that too. It's that last trip from your store to the customer that always scares us most, because it's really the first time they're kind of off of a pallet and loose in the back of a delivery van. So it's the biggest risk for us. But we've made some changes in the packaging on this from the last time we did the Vision Big Boys to try and protect some things that we had seen problems before. So hopefully between that and your extra efforts, these are getting to everybody the way you expect them.
That's right. Thank you so much, Ryan and Dave. The Triplex is truly unbelievable. If you're looking to pre-order your Triplex, and big shout out to Sadie at Lionel for creating these great graphics for our website. But this is the Triplex. If you're looking to pre-order, you could go to our website, trainworld.com. We're taking pre-orders now. But if you also look under Lionel Trains, we also sort by the product line. So if you're looking for some VisionLine engines, we still have some more items available, whether it be cars or the big boys. We still have some available. The triplexes. So lots of easy ways to sort and feature for the exact Lionel train you're looking for. And also, don't forget, National Lionel Train Day.
Yeah,
What would a show be without mentioning? It is, let's see, December 2nd. So Saturday, December 2nd, we'll be doing something at Trainland for National Lionel Train Day. It's really a great event that Lionel kind of holds for all their dealers and their stores and everybody who participates. It's just a nice day to, really honor Lionel trains, the iconic Lionel trains that has brought so much joy and happiness to everybody's families throughout the years. So, and now I guess 123 years of the making. So,
123 years.
Amazing.
Yes, Dave and I will be out in Nashville that Saturday for an event there. If you're in the Nashville area, we'll have some things going on here in Concord too, of course. And always, if you're in the New York area, absolutely, you need to go in and see everybody at Train World and pay them a visit, and get some of those trains off of the shelves behind Ken Senior there, so he can make room for more Triplex locomotives next year. Pick up some of the custom runs, meet the guys in person. Love the staff at Train World. You guys have a great team out there. So I always enjoy that trip when I get to come up too.
Just get a bigger layout.
And guys, whatever you order, you always get our custom flyers. And this is our new Christmas flyer that we got, and double-sided. And this is Christmas items in all scales. And did you know that Lionel makes an HO Polar Express? It does very well. That Polar Express is like the home run, and next year is the anniversary. So we got to keep an eye out for the next catalog for sure. And we also have a flyer on our custom stuff that we do. So every time you get an order in, we'll put these in the box, and you'll see what we're making and what's up. You'll find out stuff that you didn't even know was being made because we put it all in print.
Yeah, and along with that very good point. Lionel has a lot of Christmas items in HO scale now too. That the Christmas box cart, which is really sought after in O scale, but once they started making it in HO, people really built up on it, and now they're making really cool Christmas stuff and getting into that. So it's really nice. They got a lot of good products in HO scale as well for this upcoming Christmas season.
Yeah, thank you for mentioning that, Ken. Of course, we just had an HO release about a month or so ago, right before the Triplex came out, and got some orders coming in for that. There'll be some more good news to come for sure next year in HO as we continue to grow and expand there. So keep an eye on that line as well as we get bigger and bigger into the HO world. But don't worry, for you O-Gauge guys, we are not taking our eye off the ball anywhere there. There is plenty more Christmas and Halloween and Vision and you name it coming. As Ken Senior mentioned, next year's a big year for Polar Express, so no matter what size trains you like, I think we'll probably have something up our sleeves for you. And then we turn 125 years young in 2025. So we are already starting the planning for that extravaganza, and I'm sure there'll be lots of great things going on.
Yeah. Go ahead, Ken.
No, one good question. When would the next catalog? They're already planning for the next catalog. It's not even the end of the
next
show.
catalog. I'll just leave it at middle of January right now.
Cool.
I think we have an exact date penciled in there, but we'll give it a little bit of time, and definitely it'll be early January. So not long. You won't have long to wait after Christmas to get the next O-Gauge catalog. And then the next HO release will probably be a little bit after that in its own separate announcement. But we're going to continue with the January and July timeframes for the foreseeable future with our Big Book and Volume 2 catalogs coming out. So definitely keep looking for those. Normally, up until now in the past, when we've previewed the Triplex or the VisionLine locomotive the fall before the catalog comes out, it's been just really sort of a sneak peek preview. We haven't gone live with the sales or even usually pricing at that point. Just start drumming up interest in it. Not this time. We are far enough ahead in the development on this that we felt it was time to get that out into the market. So get your orders in now. We may show it again in volume 1, but by then those orders will already be in, and these things will be well on their way through the production timeline. So don't wait for volume 1 to pick up the locomotive. And also, quite frankly, we got so much other cool stuff coming in volume 1. We wanted to make sure there was enough room for everything. So a little earlier than usual on the Vision this year, but that's a good thing. We're getting ahead of ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. Well, Dave and Ryan, it's always a pleasure, and we want to thank you so much for joining us tonight, for answering questions, for talking about the triplex, and thank you, Lionel Trains, for always coming on our shows and talking trains. It's really nice to have a manufacturer that's so engaged with their retailers and hobby that it is appreciated, and we do love having both of you on. And thank you very much, and for Lionel for being a part of this. So thank you, and hopefully we'll get a bunch of triplex orders in for it.
I sure hope so, and thank you for all that you do for putting these together, not just with us, but with all the manufacturers. And you really have become a leader in helping to get the word out to the masses about all the cool things coming in the hobby, and keeping us all connected on things. And again, the service that you've provided for generation after generation after generation there now in Train World and Train Land. And we appreciate that and everything that you all do. So it's a great team. And I think together we've made a lot of people happy over the years. I hope we can keep doing that.
Well, Ryan and Dave, thank you again very much. You guys at Lionel are just creating these engineering masterpieces, and it's just one outdoes the other, and that's what you guys do. Always looking into the future. You have a vision of what you want to create and do, and it's great stuff. And I want to thank all the people listening and our customers out there for supporting us. It's been a wonderful ride. It all started in my father's basement with my mother and father, just starting out as hobbyists and wheeling and dealing and horse trading. And it's a great hobby, and it's all about the people in the hobby. Everybody's just everybody wants to help each other, and everybody's friends. And it's a great way to pass on to the next generation for sure. And thank you guys, and thank you all our customers. Thank you, Ken Jr., who's brought this business to the next level for sure. And it's just I'm glad to be part of this and knowing all of you out there. Thank you.
Well, thank you, everyone. We really appreciate it. Dave, sorry, I cut you off.
I was just saying thank you.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Lionel. Thank you, everyone out there. Thank you, Ken Sr. Thanks for joining us tonight. And again, you could get your triplex at trainworld.com. Make sure you get your pre-order price in, because the price may be subject to change. In fact, it may go up. So make sure you get your pre-order in. We have a special pre-order pricing. So make sure you jump on that, get your pre-order in, let us know that you're interested, and we'll ship them out for you. Thank you very much, Lionel. Thank you, everyone, and have a great night.
Great. Thank you.